I hit record a job, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, vintage friends on my face. Looking like I'm from the deep, these no Cartiers. Pockets deep, 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 bro. I can make it in my seat, bro. Do you, I'm doing me, bro. Making noise, use a peep, bro. Whoa, whoa. I press the button and the doors go up like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. Neighborhood on the scene, neighborhood on the strip. Neighborhood be the name, neighborhood no crib. Neighborhood that's me, neighborhood that's Nick. Neighborhood do the dance, neighborhood do the dip. Okay, thought I'd never make it like no way. I'm the real deal, no role play. My days off, that's no days. No, I hustle hard, young rose. E be the shooter, that's cold case. Those on the deals, that's brose. Got no pay, yo, no say. Okay, this the news, tell them read it. Been the one since the fetus. Don't sleep on me, Tempur-Pedic. That's a no, no, no. Spending dope for no reason. Got a ball head, Mr. Cleaner. Heard the big bags overseas, then we gon' go, go, go. Whoa, I press the button and the doors go up like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I press the button and the doors go up like, whoa. That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like,
Arrest Brian! Arrest Brian!
And spare this family the torture or kill yourself. Do the right thing, Brian. In your whole life, you've never done anything brave. You're just a coward.
Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Greg's with us. All right, hold on, you guys. Let me get Greg up and running here. Hey.
Hey, are we working?
We are. I think so.
Oh my gosh. Hey Jay, how you doing?
Hey, let me turn my camera on. Ooh, that's too close. What is going on with that?
Gotta love the Zoom.
Right. Well, hey, how are you doing? I don't want to take up too much of your time. How much time do you have to talk to us?
We've got a little bit of time. We're actually going to do a night hunt at about 7 o'clock Eastern time here. So we're getting ready. I've got about, 15 or 20 minutes maybe.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome. So can you give us a little scoop on what's been going on? I mean, what got you started and where you're at right now? Just a Reader's Digest.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on today's day 3 on the ground here in Florida with Dog's team. Dog's my stepdad. Him and my mom just got married and we're on their honeymoon, and Dog's fan base reached out to them while they were out here, since they were so close, like an hour and a half away, and said, you guys have to get involved in this. And with the push, and Dog said, all right, here we are. So we came in. I was on the working the tip lines and the calls and feed information and weeding through all this process back in Colorado on our home base. And once we felt like we had enough information and stuff here, they brought me and our camera guy Nick out. And so we've been jamming 20 hours a day, night, day, mangroves, the ocean. I mean, hitting all these tips. And, like you guys understand, going through a crime, you have to start from the beginning. We've got tips. I mean, Brian's been spotted everywhere in America, according to our tip line. So
right.
It's really difficult to weed through if they actually saw him, if it's actually him. So it's been a really intensive investigation. And then as far as this country out here has definitely been the most difficult for everybody. Let me shut that phone down. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So we found some really great information today. We've been picking up on taking the tips. We have local authorities working with us. We've had, my gosh, search and rescue out here helping us. I mean, the efforts have been extensive from the locals. Everybody's been exhausted, and it's all volunteer. Everybody's has completely volunteered their time, their boats, their money, just all kinds of stuff. It's been in a really incredible group effort out here. And so Dog's doing everything he can to get all this together and, start from the point of beginning and work our way out. And so what we're trying to do is just check it off the list, go hit this spot. Oh, we got, like last night, we got some video that they found some stuff. So we found a whole bunch of gear, a raft and flippers and all kinds of things. And so we take all that stuff and, bring it back to and get pictures to the feds. And then they investigate. We found a Red Bull can and we found some fishing gear and some odds and ends, and just check and see if a pair of pants, and just see if this could potentially be any of his, his things. So
interesting.
we're piecing it together. I mean, we have the dogs out here. We've got drones everywhere. We've got, I thought I shut this thing off. Jeez, I'm sorry.
You're fine. You got a lot going on over there.
Yeah. And like you could see, I mean, it has been crazy. We just have information coming in from everybody and all over the place. And it's been so
You're getting
incredible.
A lot of tips though for the DeSoto area, the Fort DeSoto area.
We have been working extensively in the DeSoto area. There's been tons and tons of tips out here that he's been spotted, that he's been in the area. And that's where his parents were last seen with him, at that campsite. So we've been working on trying to get the footage from cameras around the area to see if he was in the vehicle when they left there on the 8th. And then we're hunting the campgrounds. We've been hunting all the islands around there. We've gotten a lot of tips from different points around the place that he has been sighted, potentially seen, might have go. And, at this point, we can't let anything, get in the way. So we have to check it off the list. And so we just hit the spot.
So it's a process of elimination, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And until somebody gets us, either we get the right tip or the right lead, we just have to keep going through it and checking and
or corner him, right? Like you guys would ultimately corner him.
Yeah. And so it's, and like I said, we have a full team out here, and we have so much help from so many different companies and locals who know the area and know how to maneuver around. The waters out here are really dangerous to maneuver through because they're extremely shallow. So there's channels that we have to follow. And at night, if you don't know what you're doing, you could get yourself in a really
That's
bad
really
spot.
Scary.
Yeah.
I actually drove out there during the day and I was creeped out. I went to the campsite number 1 and I had the heaves.
Yeah, I'm telling you, and especially at night, the snakes, the bugs, dog was got all tore up yesterday, was bleeding from his arms and hands and ears. And I mean, the stuff we're crawling through the mangroves, and these islands are just so thick, that nobody would be on. And so
so is it normal out there to have things like that laying around, like pants and flip-flops? And I mean, there actually is a lot. Surprisingly, there is a lot of trash and stuff that blows up, that washes up. So what we're looking at is things like the energy drink that Dog found. And then I found a Red Bull can today. I brought back, hopefully, it's been washed up with the salt water. So likely them be able to get any prints or DNA off of that. Right. I don't know, but we bag it up and send it in. Right. How long does that typically take to get that back?
It's, I think it all depends. It's they have to weed through it, and some stuff we get information back right away, and some stuff it just takes time, right?
Yeah.
They have to search
how
out.
good the sample is,
week, right?
All that
so
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
We are so glad that you guys are out there, because no one even knew. There was no movement, right? No one even knew about Fort DeSoto.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's really been, very, very stressful. It's been, like I said, it's been a really difficult case, especially for Dog. And he jumped in late, right? So Brian's already had at least 2 weeks on the go since anybody's last seen him.
Yeah.
So, and Dog jumped in a week after he had been gone, at least. So working cold case, no movement. The parents aren't cooperating. The sister isn't cooperating. The feds aren't cooperating with Dog, so I think all the way around, it's been really challenging.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of on your own, the Lone Rangers out there with all these great volunteers though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think we're working on, I don't know if a GoFundMe or there's going to be an account set up so that we can try and help get money back for the boats. I mean, one of the boat captains out here spent $700 a day in gas just running us around. Yeah.
Oh, you guys definitely
the waters,
should.
the resources, and everything is coming out of Dog's pocket.
Wow.
We're doing this on our own, and and so we're doing the best we can to try, and we put up some people in a hotel, so we're doing everything
and
we
that's rough
can.
terrain. I mean, you guys are taking a beating out there.
It's hardcore. I'm telling you what.
So what happened last night with your phone?
Oh my gosh. So we've been, like I said, the mangroves are so thick and this stuff. And what we're trying to find is if somebody took 10 steps into these mangroves, you can't see anything, right? So we have to get in there, get the dogs in there. We get the drones over top of the area, and they have like a mile radius, so they can get on top and see any movement and help us kind of maneuver through this stuff. And then the dogs, of course. And I mean, we're carrying these dogs through the mangroves, and we're, and you have to walk on the mangroves.
Gosh.
And so what happened was there's this little channel where the water comes through, and the water's about 2 inches deep. And then I was going to take my step through, and I'm not kidding you, I sunk to my neck.
Oh my
in
God.
muck and crap.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I had my phone, of course, I had my phone in my pocket.
So they had to pull you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like quicksand, because I mean, it was just snot.
That's
it was
scary.
water and gook.
That really is.
It's crazy. Like I said, the snakes, and there's spiders the size of your head, and everything's poisonous and tearing you up.
Is it true too that you can almost, like, some of those little island, like the little keys, you can walk between them? Is that true?
Oh my gosh.
what you've
I
seen?
bet you like I said, the water's so shallow. In areas it's maybe a foot deep, less than a foot deep. And I think we searched on our second day. So yesterday we searched 4 islands it was faster just to walk to them. With some of the days we would get the first day that I was out, we were having to push the boats. And so we rented an airboat to get around.
Oh my God.
I mean, we've been on kayaks. I'm serious. I would be we boat to one area, and then you can't get in there. So I'd get in a kayak and then kayak out through the mangroves. And then we'd find the channels and stuff that potentially we can get in, and then we get on foot. We got the ground team. I mean, it's a pretty extensive ordeal.
It sounds like it. And I've been dying to know. I know you can't give your location. I get it. I'm not even going to ask, but I'm not going to lie. I've been on like Google Earth at night because I can't sleep until this guy's found. And I've been like zooming in on all the little places, going, maybe this is where they're at. Maybe comparing trees. Yeah. Where are they? But
and we get so many videos and pictures and messages set from the temple line that we're doing this and watching through the video and trying to compare, like, okay, is this location where we're at? And looking for, like, today we were looking for we thought it was a sunken sailboat, but it just happened to be an abandoned sailboat that was sitting on the sandbar. So at low tide it was sitting on the sand, right? Not in the water. But once we got out to it and found it, we investigated that, of course, and all those houses out there. There's so many, people from, like, we're from Colorado. So what do you do in the wintertime? You come out to Florida, but in the summer they're not in the house. So, we've been looking police reports to see if anyone tip lines, if there's break-ins or anything like that. I mean, we are checking every single rock and corner and mangrove crook that we can get. It
sounds like, I love it. I love it because we were all so frustrated. We're all sitting here, and, we've got protesters at the house, and then all of a sudden here comes Dog, right? Knocking on the door, and everyone's like, oh shit, it's on now.
I love the balls of Dog.
It's great.
It's so awesome. But here's the deal with that. And I'm glad I'm going to be able to say this to you, is that we have Gabby's mother's blessing to go get this guy.
Nice.
So in Dog's mind, that's it. And it's on, right? And so nothing is going to get in his way. Nothing's going to stop him from, doing the best that we can. And of course, there are so many theories out here that he got away and got to Cuba, maybe got to Mexico, maybe he's in Canada. So there's so much stuff.
Is there any thought on this Tennessee aspect, or no?
They actually closed. The sighting in Tennessee was a false.
Oh.
The local police enforcement down there were able to locate this guy and get eyes on him and confirm that it was not Brian.
Thank God.
So we know he wasn't in Tennessee, and there still's a possibility that he may be in Boone. He's got his grandfather out there, and there's been a lot of sightings out there. But again, we have to start from the base point
Right.
and try and get a track and get a trail.
So we
and
have to be
follow
patient.
that, right? So we have to be patient. It takes work, and I promise you guys, we are doing everything we absolutely can. I seriously, like, we're only a couple hours of sleep every night when we can on the boats, just wherever you can get a couple minutes in, and then get back to it. So we are doing everything we can to get this guy and get some justice for Gabby's family.
Yeah, you guys are heroes, man. I mean, no one was doing anything. And then we've got, down there in Northport in front of the house. I don't know if you guys saw today, the banner went over the house, Justice for Gabby. I mean,
Yep.
Everybody is amazing and has done a lot of things to keep this.
The support has been incredible. And I just want to say that we are incredibly grateful for all the tips, all the information, all the help, all the love, everything. Dog is just like, you guys, it's overwhelming. It's so awesome to have everyone's support on this. And
Tampa Bay has been good too, the dog crew.
Yeah,
that's good to hear.
Really, yeah, it's been awesome. So we're getting, and like I said, we're getting ready to go back out for a night hunt. We got the lights and spotlights and dogs and drones, and we're hoping maybe we can catch a campfire or, get a lead off of some of the stuff we found today. So that's what we're planning on doing. We're packing up and
be safe on this night thing. That sounds scary. Have you seen any alligators?
Oh yeah, we've seen it all. Sharks, alligators, dolphins. Like I said, snakes.
Well, dolphins are cute, but
the dolphins are really awesome. Let me tell you, the cool part about this is Florida is such a beautiful place, and I know it's amazing to be down here, and so sometimes it doesn't feel like we're working.
That area is gorgeous. Those little keys. It's like, can I just put a little house right here?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, this is a beautiful place to be, but we are working hard, and I mean, Dog and my mom sacrificed their honeymoon to jump in on this, and Dog is doing everything he can to make this happen. So we appreciate you guys so much.
Tell the rest of the team too that we are all rooting for you guys, and we're here rooting, and you guys are doing the right thing. Now, do you have your own podcast?
I do.
Tell us about that before you go.
My show, Beyond the Bounty. Yep. I've been through an incredible life myself, and have been through all kinds of stuff, and I had turned my life around, right? So my goal is to share my story about how I've come through drug addiction and crime and life of crime. I was on the other side too. And I think knowing that side helps you to understand the good side, right? So we share the stories and stuff. And then, like I said, I try and connect with people that are making a difference in their community and their worlds.
That's
fathers.
Great.
I'm a part of a group called the Iron Council, and they're a group of men that just get after it, and they set plans and focus on in 4 areas: calibration, condition, connection, and contribution. Calibration is yourself. Your connection is your family and friends. Your condition is your well-being and your nutrition. And then contribution is what you give back to your family, to society, to your community. And so we set goals. Yep. And there's the dog here. Dog, you want to say, hey, Jay for Justice? Everyone says they love you. And thank you so much for what we're doing. Aloha from the dog, guys.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I saw that hair. I was like,
I was hoping he was going to make an appearance. Dog caught a quick, like I said, we catch a quick nap when you can. We're getting ready to shuffle places around so we can get the team together. Right now we're in 2 different, they're in a B&B and we're staying in another place. So
I appreciate so much you taking the time out, but where can we find your podcast?
So I'm on everything: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, they're on all the stuff. So Pandora, anything you listen to podcasts, check it out. I got a portable mic here and everything set up. So what I'm going to try and do this week is get some updates from some of the people we're working with and some of the locals that are helping us out. And so you guys can get a little bit more information on what's going on down here and the efforts that they're putting in and that we're putting in, trying to keep everybody a little bit better updated.
Well, I think you guys are doing a great job considering how busy you are. So we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for trying.
And we'll be praying for you to be safe tonight. I mean, for real, that's
thank you so
scary
much.
stuff.
We appreciate that. Dog appreciates all the prayers, especially. That's what we're asked for.
All right. Well, thanks again. And hopefully we can catch up again when you have some time and you can give us some more updates.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was
Hopefully
great
the next
you.
update will be that we're on.
That you found him sitting crisscross
Thank you, Jay.
applesauce.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Greg. You've been great.
Thank you, Jay. You're
All right.
wonderful, and it was great to be on the show.
Yeah,
Thank you so
talk to you
much.
soon. Take care.
Thanks. Take care, guys.
Stay safe. All right, guys. I just wanted to replay that quick interview with Greg from Dog's Team. That was during the heat of the Brian Laundrie manhunt, I guess we called it. We were just hanging on to every thread. And Brian was found after the water receded in the swamp by his parents. His parents found him. Crazy. So I was surprised to see that Mandy did not follow this case when it was going down. I did not know that Idaho 4 was your first case that you followed on here. So you guys show Greg some support. Find his podcast. He's a survivor. He's in recovery, and he's got a great attitude. That is Dog the Bounty Hunter's new wife's son, so stepson. Fem, no, did you tweet me today or did you tag me today? I haven't looked. But let's get into today's live stream. So we're going to be looking at the notebook that was left behind at the swamp and Roberta's letter. I haven't compared these two side by side. I haven't done anything with them. So let's get into it. So on the right, the first thing we're going to look at is the bird. This is the bird that was on the front of, I guess, the envelope, or I don't really understand what she did here, but it was weird. It was really weird. In that bird, let's show this right now. So Petito did some digging. And it is from this book called Lullaby. Okay. And this book is creepy, creepy, creepy. Author of Fight Club and Choke. A story so eccentric and complex that you begin to understand why Palunic's literature is a breed all its own. Now, this right here is Brian drew this bird from the book and posted on his Bizarre Designs Instagram. And then while they were on their vacay, he was reading the book aloud to Gabby. And Brian Laundrie described himself as a comic book fanatic, but he had a bunch of weird drawings. See the princess with like the... See, it's like the upside down optical illusion. Brian Laundrie was bizarre. And this was posted October 7th of 2021. I'm not sure what Petito meant by that. Oh, here it is. Okay. Laundrie wrote on Instagram, "The fucking craziest out of all of Chuck's books on my shelf. I can't fathom how he must have written this one. I'd love to preach all the insane twists and turns, but all I can say is I'll never forget the name Rant Casey or Green Taylor Sims. Me and my fiance read this out loud together, and boy, oh boy, I can't believe some of the stuff coming out of our mouths." Now, it's interesting to note that Brian did come back to Florida on August 17th after they had their fight in Moab. So when did Roberta claims she wrote this letter prior to them leaving for the trip? That her and Brian were having some issues in their relationship. Their relationship sounds fucking weird. But we're going to get into that. And then on August 27th, Nicole Schmidt received an odd text from her daughter's phone about Gabby's grandfather, Stan. And her family believes that Brian Laundrie sent that. A year earlier is when he posted this princess with the blood spatter or whatever on her mouth. And then he added this comment: reading is different than any other consumption of media. It takes more effort than staring at a screen half alive. It allows you to use your brain rather than melt it. But 2 days later, he posted these drawings of the cartoon characters Itchy and Scratchy with the comment, "This was a fun one. I want to give them little bodies with blood spraying from their necks. A lot of gore, maybe an axe or a chainsaw, generic Itchy and Scratchy stuff." And then here is a picture from their trip. And they're camping on the Appalachian Trail. And there's the book. So then we have, and Brian doesn't seem to be too smart and like intelligent. I don't even think that sounds like he wrote those Instagrams, to be honest. Me and my fiance read this one out loud together, and boy, oh boy, I can't believe, boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, back to the bird. Back to the bird. It says remember, ... So, I don't know what she wants him to remember. If she wants him to remember that she loves him, because this is how Roberta ends up speaking her love for her son. Oops. Showing her son how much she loves him. So, let's take a look at the notebook first, because this was found where Brian was found. And apparently he used a waterproof notebook and a waterproof pen. So this survived the swamp. This survived months and months and months in the swamp, right? Couple months. Yeah, he seems very doofy in the body cam. He doesn't seem very smart. I mean, he told the cop that he was going to sit crisscross applesauce. So, does someone who's going to sit crisscross applesauce seem like they're going to be someone who posts intelligent Instagram posts that make sense with the proper grammar? It doesn't seem like it to me. He was like, "Hey, officer, I'll go sit crisscross applesauce." Like he's in kindergarten. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know who would talk like that, but it doesn't sound like Brian to me. But I'm going to read you guys what he wrote in his notebook. And he wrote the following. Gabby, I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going through every memory we've made, getting even more excited for the future. I can't live without you. I've lost every day we could have spent together. Every holiday. I'll never get to play with blank again. Never go hiking with TJ. I loved you more than anything. I can't bear to look at our photos to recall great times. Because it is why I cannot go on. When I close my eyes, I will think of laying on the roof of the van, falling asleep to the sight of a meteor shower or the crystal geyser. I will always love you. If you were reading Gab's journal, looking at the photos from our life together, flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her, you wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life, but I know adored by many. I'm so very sorry to her family because I love them. It's almost like this is weird. It's almost like it was written after the hype of the whole fiasco. Because before he disappeared, there wasn't that much hype. It was just the Petitos at their door. So how does he know that she was adored by many? I mean, she's adored by the world. I'd consider her younger siblings my best friends. I'm so sorry to her family. or to my family. This is a shock to them, as well as a terrible grief, and grief is spelled wrong. They loved as much, if not more than me, a new daughter to my mother, an aunt to my nephews. Please do not make this harder for them. It's almost like they knew that everybody was coming down on their family. This is written when they knew everybody was coming down. It's so weird. This occurred as an unexpected tragedy, rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek before it got too dark to see, too cold. I hear a splash and a scream. I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Shouted her name. I found her breathing heavily, gasping my name. She was freezing cold. We had just come from the blazing hot national parks in Utah. The temperature had dropped to freezing and she was soaking wet. I carried her as far as I could down the stream towards the car, stumbling, exhausted and shocked when my knees buckled, and I knew I couldn't safely carry her. I started a fire and spooned her as close to the heat. She was so thin, had already been freezing too long. I couldn't at the time realize that I should have started a fire first, but I wanted her out of the cold back to the car. From where I started the fire, I had no idea how far the car might be. Only knew it was across the creek. When I pulled Gabby out of the water, she couldn't tell me what hurt. She had a small bump on her forehead that eventually got larger. Her feet hurt. Her wrist hurt. But she was freezing, shaking violently. While carrying her, she continually made sounds of pain. Laying next to her, she said, little, lapsing between violent shakes, gasping in pain, begging for an end to her pain. She would fall asleep, and I would shake her awake, fearing she shouldn't close her eyes if she had a concussion. She would wake in pain, start the whole painful process again, while furious that I was the one waking her. She wouldn't let me try to cross the creek. Thought, like me, that this fire would go out in her sleep and she'd freeze. I don't know the extent of Gabby's injuries, only that she was in extreme pain. I ended her life. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted. But I see now all the mistakes I made. I panicked. I was in shock. But from the moment I decided, took away her pain, I knew I couldn't go on without her. I rushed home to spend any time I had left with my family. I wanted to drive north and let James or TJ kill me, but I wouldn't want them to spend time in jail over my mistake, even though I'm sure they would have liked to. I am ending my life because of a fear of punishment, not because of a fear of punishment, but rather because I can't stand to live another day without her. I've lost our whole future together. Every moment we could have cherished. I'm sorry for everyone's loss. Please do not make life harder for my family. They lost a son and a daughter. Sounds like his mom wrote this. To the most wonderful girl in the world, Gabby, I'm sorry. I have killed myself by this creek in the hopes that animals may tear me apart, that it may make some of her family happy. Please pick up all of my things. Gabby hated people who litter. Okay, I haven't read that since it first came out. That is weird. That is just weird. And it sounds like Roberta. So now we're going to read Roberta's. We're going to read Roberta's letter to Brian. And like I said, it says remember and then ... Now let's get to the letter here. Okay. Why does oh, we got to look at this handwriting too. This is... I don't think they killed their son. If anything, if they wrote this letter and planted the shit, if anything, he's gone. Like, if you think about it, he was missing. Okay, so they went and got his car at the reserve, and then it was like 3 days later, or 2 or 3 days later, they reported him missing. So it wasn't like they, found the car and immediately went to the police. They had 2 days leeway. And then there was this Instagram thing that leaked that showed him on a boat, and then it was debunked and all this stuff. It's like, who knows the truth? Who knows what these people did? Let's get rid of this for now so we can see. So we're going to make this big so we can compare. Compare and contrast. It already looks similar to me. Compare and contrast. So there's the writing. I'm going to read you guys Roberta's letter. I just want you to remember, I will always love you, and I know you will always love me. You are my boy. Nothing can make me stop loving you. Nothing will or could ever divide us, no matter what we do or where we go or what we say. We will always love each other. If you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and garbage bags. If you fly to the moon, I will be watching the skies for your re-entry. If you say you hate my guts, I'll get new guts. Remember that love is a verb, not a noun. It's not a thing. It's not words. It is actions. Watch people's actions to know if they love you, not their words. Quote, therefore, I am certain that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor the ruling spirits, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers from above, nor powers from below, nothing in the entire created world can separate our love. Neither hostile powers, nor messengers of heaven, nor monarchs of earth. Nothing has the power to separate us. End quote. Romans 8:38. Extended version! Exclamation point. And then in parentheses, it says, nothing can separate us. Not hatred, not hunger, not homelessness, not threats, not even sin can get between us. Or the unthinkable, sorry. Or the unthinkable can get between us. Not time, not miles and miles and miles. The very last line, I'm not going to lie, made me think that he got away. That he is far away and this is mommy. If they had this kind of a relationship, she'd do anything for him. I mean, this says it right here. And I hope the Petitos go further with this and have Brian's notebook examined, or the FBI has Brian's notebook examined, and this letter, because this is ludicrous. This is ludicrous. Hey, paper chaser. Yeah, get new guts. And the thing is, like, if you look at this closely, hang on. Let me get rid of that for a second. If you look at this letter from Roberta, and look at the bottom after, and she doesn't even sign it, Mom. Like it's not even signed. But the very last part where it says nothing can separate us, not hatred, not hunger, homelessness, not threats, not even sin, not the thinkable or unthinkable can get between us. And then at the very bottom, not time, not miles and miles and miles. She claims she wrote this before he left on the trip with Gabs. Gabby Petito's family begs to differ. They think this was written after Gabby died. And I hope that they can prove such. Exactly, Rachel. Would a mother that's this attached to her son just let him go out into the reserve? Oh, she said he took our keys. We couldn't stop him. And we couldn't do anything about it. And then when we went out there, it was flooded, so we couldn't get out there. I call bullshit. They never once went to the police. Never once. They ignored Gabby's family. Her dad went to the door. They wouldn't answer. There's got to be more to this. And God bless Gabby's family for keeping up the fight. I mean, this has got to be beyond exhausting for them. And, if you look at these two, if they're very similar, some things might be a little different, but could someone have been trying to write different? You don't know. We don't know. See, he spelled nephews wrong, though. Neiph. But then again, if if you're making a fake letter and you know that person doesn't spell well, you might make stupid spelling mistakes. I don't know. It's just very weird. So if you look, too, at the first thing she says, like, nothing's going to tear us apart, blah, blah, blah. And then the first thing she says, her first example, not like, oh, if you're in trouble, I'll help you out. It says, if you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. That's her first thing. If you need to dispose of a body, I will bring, and then she crosses out bring, show up with a shovel. And they wonder why people thought there was a fucking hand coming out of the garden in their backyard. This is insanity. Yeah, the family camping trip, did they put him on a boat after that? I mean, did he get on a boat to the freaking Bahamas, to Cuba? I thought that was crazy talk then. But, I mean, this letter, who talks like this to their son? It's almost like, okay, we're going to send you off. You're getting away with it. If you end up in jail, I will show up to help you out. Do we think that the handwriting is different? Because I see the notebook is slanted to the right. Different slant. I'm not a handwriting expert by any means. But I don't know, man. It is weird. Not signed by mom, and then they go out to the reserve and they find all his stuff. Audra D, I've always believed he got away and is in Cuba or something like that. They had a lot of time. They went camping a good 11 days before Brian got home. Exactly, Mandy. A simple, I love you and I'll always be there for you would have been sufficient. Exactly. This is beyond weird. But what happened in court, which is really interesting, is that the judge is allowing this to be used in their trial. So this is now officially evidence in the Petito's case against the Laundries. So my question too is this. When is Roberta, like, did she hand this to him? Are those supposed to be, are those tear marks? Are those fucking tears? And she claims that she wrote burn after reading because Gabby bought Brian a book called Burn After Reading. And it was supposed to be for Brian to write his feelings and then burn it, and then no one ever sees it. So my question too is like how far did, you know, the FBI investigate all of this? She put it in his knapsack. How did she get it back? Oh, burn after writing. So she kind of parodied it. Burn after reading. Oh my God, maybe she sprayed it with her perfume. Oh my gosh, Angie. But this is officially evidence now. This is going to be a great trial to follow. So, looking at some of these letters here, comparing. Does he sign his with Brian? Let's see. No, he just ends it with pick up my shit. Gabby hated people who litter. So if you look at his G compared to that G, his G's are more open. Like I'm some expert or something. You want to hear something exciting? You know who Joseph Scott Morgan is, the creator of Body Bags podcast. He retweeted me today. It was so exciting. This just doesn't look like a female's writing to me. Dakota, yes, ma'am. She said it was a play on words to go along with some children's books she used to read to Brian. But how is that? Very similar. Very similar. I'd like to see what Mr. Laundrie writes like. Mr. Laundrie's very quiet, isn't he? So apparently he killed himself by this tree out there in the reserve. And they went out there with the police and found all his stuff. And it was very sus. Yeah, and another thing that she got mistaken for her son. So, okay, so get this. He drives his thing out to his car, the Mustang, his mother's car. Supposedly the Mustang was hers. And he supposedly took the car without permission and drove to the reserve. And apparently they thought he was going to clear his head. And then he didn't come back for 2 days. They went out there. The car was still there. But they couldn't get out to where Brian liked to hang out because it was flooded. So after it receded, Mr. Laundrie goes out there with the police and says, I know where he would be. So they go out there and they find his shit. But if she's talking about a children's book, she's got the bird. Unless she took the bird. Okay, maybe in Roberta, I'm trying to find some kind of reason why she would use that bird. Other than maybe she knew that he was reading this book and she was trying to connect with him. But did she draw that? Did he draw that and give her note cards? Is that possible? That when he was drawing this bird, he made her note cards? Your mom. And we cannot forget that when all the media hype was in front of the laundry house, that the lady across the street posted on Facebook. And it was kind of funny because, like, she was an older lady and she didn't realize that everybody could see her posts. So she was talking with a neighbor on Facebook about Gabby and Brian. And she said that Roberta told her, and this is the lady who lived across the street that Fox News was parked in her front yard for the entire manhunt. So this lady was commenting to her friends about this, and she said, oh, you know, she told me that, you know, the girlfriend was bad news, that all she did was lay around and smoke pot and all this stuff. Roberta told the neighbors really bad stuff about Gabby. And she shared it on Facebook, but she didn't know that everybody could read her page, that it was public. They found teeth and bones and some animal bones. It was weird. And then the cops got stuck out there. Should we rewatch that? They said they did DNA on his remains and it was him. Hey, Obsessed, thank you for your PayPal yesterday. Cheryl T, you think you're finished with a twisted sick case? And it rears its ugly head again. Yes, ma'am. So the writing is similar. And you know what? Some women do have, you know, writing that looks like this. And I saw someone say that. You're right. Not everybody has big bubble letters like Meghan Marshall. Yeah, that's how they ID'd him. Part of his jawbone. Jay, look at the Insta post. The bird is there. He drew them. Okay, let's see. So he drew it off of the book then? Yeah, there's the bird in his Insta, right? Oh, it's a stamp, you guys. He made it. That's a stamp. Look. He made or bought or something. Look, those are stamps. They're not drawings. It's a literal stamp. See? Indigo. I have a theory that Brian and his mom were fighting over Gabby. Brian killed Gabby because his mom pissed him off. I think that his mom, if his mom is this attached to him, she probably didn't like Gabby being around. But totally stamps. So he made her, or somebody stamped those envelopes. Is that a potato peeler with a popsicle? Potato! Look, Potato. It's a potato peeler in the popsicle. Shit. I just spilled my pop. Again. Kat Smith, why is the letter not waterlogged? Apparently she had it in her possession or the FBI had it. I think she gave it to the FBI. I don't think it was this supposedly at the reserve? I know. I don't think I want to be a Roberta either. So let's just be loungers. Read what the book's about, too. I think it's relevant to why she used it specifically. I think it was after his confession to her. You guys think it looks like a knife? I think it looks like a potato peeler. Oh, maybe it is a knife. Ew. Why would he put an... Ugh, God. Why are people's minds so fucked? Okay, let's read about the book. Hold on. It is creepy because it's about 3 people that go on a trip. And remember her friend from Sarasota? Can't remember her name. Was supposed to go with them or something or meet up. I'll show you the book. We're going to look at the book right meow. Okay, so the book I'm going to show you is Lullaby by this Chuck guy. And this is the synopsis of the book. There's the bird. It's like upside down. Here we go. Carl Streeter is a middle-aged journalist suffering severe depression. He's asked by his editor to cover a story about sudden infant death syndrome. Soon enough, Carl starts seeing beyond the drama and a pattern emerges. All the victims has the same book in their bedrooms. Poems and rhymes from around the world. Bookmarked on page 27. This discovery fans the journalistic flame of Carl, who digs deeper and finds out that the bookmarked poem is a calling song, a spell made to put sick people and wounded warriors to rest. The discovery is triggering a moral debate within Carl. He's stumbled into something horrible, but at the same time, he's just been imbued with a terrifying power over a world he came to detest. So he embarks on a quest for answers and self-control that will make him meet a nut job realtor and her equally crazy entourage. Streeter, such a dangerous weapon armed with the culling song, is that he's a bundle of anger and unresolved issues. The spell wouldn't have been nearly as potent in the hands of a more decisively evil character. Weird. And then we have... That's it, right? I thought it was about a serial killer. Where's the rest of the serial killer thing? Is YouTube glitching? It was glitching for me earlier. I don't really understand the summary either. I thought it was about a serial killer. That's just about one of the characters. So it's called Lullaby. SIDS. That's just weird. Oh, yeah. What a kid's book. Like, all right. Now I'm on Amazon. Okay, hold on. Let's read this. Carl Streeter is a solitary widower and a 40-ish newspaper reporter who was assigned to do a series of articles on sudden infant death syndrome. So what the fuck? The presence at the death scenes of the anthology Poems and Rhymes Around the World all open to the page where there appears to be an African chant. This song turns out to be lethal when spoken or even thought in anyone's direction, and it lodges in Streeter's brain. He finds himself becoming an involuntary serial killer. So he teams up with a real estate broker, Helen Hoover Boyle, who specializes in selling haunted houses and who lost a child to the culling song years before. For a cross-country odyssey to remove all the copies of the book from libraries, lest this deadly verbal virus spread and wipe out human life. Accompanying them on this road trip are Helen's assistant, Mona Sabat, an exquisitely earnest Wiccan, and her sardonic eco-terrorist boyfriend Oyster, who is running a scam involving fake liability claims and business blackmail. Welcome to the new nuclear family. On one level, Lullaby is a chillingly pertinent parable about the dangers of psychic infection and control in an era of wildly proliferated information. Imagine a plague you catch through your ears. Imagine an idea that occupies your mind like a city, but it is also a tightly wound thriller with an intriguing premise and a suspenseful plot of surprising twists and turns. Finally, because it is a Chuck Palahniuk novel, it is a blackly comic tour de force that reinforces his stature as our funniest nihilist and a contemporary seer. And they probably found this because of Fight Club. Oh my God. Someone put a review on Amazon. Look. Someone put a review with his picture on that blanket. I cannot. Look. No, it's a song. It's a song that if you hear it, you die. It's just a book, but it's creepy knowing what, he did to Gabby. But there's knives on the blanket. Cutting the apple. No, it's a novel. It's an actual novel. Here, I'll show you what it looks like on the Amazon page. October 1st, 2022. Let's see. Purchased in the United Kingdom on September 21st, 2012. Is that you, Petito? Seems like a lot of people in United Kingdom like it. Look. They're all United. Is he from the United Kingdom? Oh, look. This is from another book of his. Invisible Monsters. You guys, this isn't Brian's drawings. These are from this Chuck's books. Let's see what this one's about. She's a fashion model who has everything: a boyfriend, a career, a loyal best friend, but when a sudden freeway accident leaves her disfigured and incapable of speech, she goes from being the beautiful center of attention to an invisible monster so hideous that no one will even acknowledge she exists. Enter Brandy Alexander, Queen Supreme, one operation away from becoming a real woman. Did Brian become a fucking girl? Was that Brian in the black dress? Oh my God. I bet you he bought the stamps on Etsy. But that's one of those upside down things. It's a toad. It's a friggin', I can't. If you look at it upside down, it's a toad. It's an optical illusion. Oh my God. It's a freaking toad. Look, it's a princess, and then you upside down, it's a freaking toad. Okay. One operation away from becoming a real woman who will teach her that reinventing yourself means erasing your past and making up something better. And that salvation hides in the last places you'll ever want to look. Draw me. What? Reviews with images. Loved it so much. One of my favorite books to date. I've read it 6 times. Why? Why? Where you're supposed, okay, this is a little excerpt. Where you're supposed to be is some big West Hills wedding reception in a big manor house with flower arrangements and stuffed mushrooms all over the house. This is called scene setting, where everybody is who's alive, who's dead. This is Evie Cottrell's big wedding reception moment. Evie is standing halfway down the big staircase in the manor house foyer, naked inside what's left of her wedding dress, still holding her rifle. Me, I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs, but only in a physical way. My mind is, I don't know where. Nobody's all the way dead yet, but let's just say the clock is ticking. Not that anybody in this big drama is a real alive person either. You can trace everything about Evie Cottrell's look back to some television commercial for organic shampoo, except right now Evie's wedding dress is burned down to just the hoop skirt wires orbiting her hips and just the little wire skeletons of all the silk flowers that were in her hair. And Evie's blonde hair, her big teased up back combed rainbow in every shade of blonde blown up with hairspray. Well, Evie's hair is burned off too. The only other character here is Brandy Alexander, who's laid out, shotgunned at the bottom of the staircase, bleeding to death. What I tell myself is the gush of red pumping out of Brandy's bullet hole is less like blood than it is some political tool. The thing about being cloned from all these shampoo commercials, well, that goes for me and Brandy Alexander too. Shotgunning anyone in this room would be the moral equivalent of killing a car, a vacuum cleaner, a Barbie doll. Erasing a computer disk, burning a book. Probably that goes for killing anybody in the world. We're all such products. Brandy Alexander, the long-stemmed latte queen, supreme of the top drawer party girls, Brandy is gushing her insides out through a bullet hole in her amazing suit jacket. The suit, it's this white Bob Mackie knockoff Brandy bought in Seattle with a tight hobble skirt that squeezes her ass into the perfect big heart shape. You would not believe how much the suit costs. The markup is about $1,000,000,000. The suit jacket has a little peplum skirt with wide lapels and shoulders. The single-breasted cut is symmetrical except for the hole pumping out blood. Then Evie starts to sob. Standing there halfway up the staircase, Evie, that deadly virus of the moment. This is our cue to all look at poor Evie. Poor, sad Evie, hairless and wearing nothing but ashes, encircled by the wire cage of her burned-up hoop skirt. Then Evie drops the rifle. With her dirty face in her dirty hands, Evie sits down and starts to boo-hoo, as if crying will solve anything. The rifle, this is a loaded 30-aught rifle. It clatters down the stairs and skids out into the middle of the foyer floor, spinning on its side, pointing at me, pointing at Brandy, pointing at Evie, crying. It's not that I'm some detached lab animal, just conditioned to ignore violence, but my first instinct to maybe it's not too late to dab some club soda on the bloodstain. Most of my adult life so far has been me standing on the seamless paper for a raft of bucks per hour, wearing clothes and shoes, my hair done, and some famous fashion photographer telling me how to feel. Him yelling, "Give me lust, baby, flash. Give me malice, flash. Give me detached, whatever that says, flash. Give me rampant intellectualism as a coping mechanism, flash. Probably it's the shock of seeing my one worst enemy shoot my other worst enemy is what it is. Boom. And it's a win-win situation. This and being around Brandy, I've developed pretty big Jones for drama. It only looks like I'm crying when I put a handkerchief up under my veil to breathe through, to filter the air since you cannot breathe for all the smoke since Evie's big manor house is burning down around us. Weird. I'm not reading all this. It's fucking weird. Until I met Brandy, all I wanted was for somebody to ask me what happened to my face. Birds ate it, I wanted to tell them. Birds ate my face, but nobody wanted to know. Then nobody doesn't include Brandy Alexander. Mutilated. We all end up mutilated. Most women know this feeling of being more and more invisible every day. Brandy was in the hospital for months and months, and so was I. And there's only so many hospitals you can go for major cosmetic surgery. Did he have surgery and change his fucking looks? This is weird. The invisible monsters. He's got choke. I don't know, man. I'm starting to wonder about these true crime writers. They have some twisted minds, don't they? I mean, it's great to be a good writer, but it's really, ever since like Brian Koberger and the stuff that has come out and this stuff, it's like you kind of look at these writers and be like, whoa, where do they come up with this stuff? Yeah, and then Roberta using this makes it even creepier. So this guy, let's go back to I can't believe that's a toad. That is so weird. I don't know, Kevin. What is wrong with people? Do you think they were on drugs? You think they were doing drugs or Brian was doing drugs? This is like some stuff that you can't even imagine, but so is Roberta's stuff. So is her stuff she wrote. Weird. Very disturbing. Let's do one more thing here with this. I have a really hard time. I always go to type Roberta. Here's the day when they went out there and found the stuff. And there they are. They just went out in that area and just knew where it was. All right, let's do a poll. It is poll time. We're going to see what you guys think. We're going to do a couple different polls because I want to know where you guys stand with this. And we will definitely follow this trial when it kicks off as well. This is going to be right by me. So maybe I can plan on going to this one. Do you believe Roberta gave this to Brian pre-Gabby's death? We're going to do this one first, and then we're going to do another one. So get your votes in. I knew a woman who has a son, says speculation. She enables his bad behavior and drug use, and they remind me of the Laundries to a T, and she is an avid reader. Interesting. Paper Chaser, thank you for your super chat. The entire family is depraved. I agree. The sister, all of it was a mess. All of it was a huge mess. Just a test.
Just help a brother out.
Speaking of tests, we're going to be doing just a test on our Patreon on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Right here is the tent. Underneath that tent is where the remains of Brian Laundrie were found, scattered around here. I actually went out to the swamp and walked out there, and I think I found the area where he propped up against the tree. Yeah, very dark books. Very dark books. But apparently he was reading this aloud to Gabs. And I feel like maybe Mr. Laundrie is just, the type that just kicks back and... Sarah Bear says the bird is supposed to be a dead mockingbird from the lullaby Hush Little Baby, since the book is about a poem that kills people. Now, why the fuck would Roberta stamp that on her boy's letter? Sarah Bear. Hey, sweet crazy. Sarah Bear, you crack me up. They were followed to the gas station as well, but who are these people with them? I've never seen this picture. I thought I had seen it all. And Paper Chaser is the stream boss right now. Whoop, whoop. I've never seen this photo. I know they were followed to the gas station. They were followed to Walmart. Everywhere that this man went, the post office. She only left with him a couple times. They went to Walmart together. They went to an attorney's office in Orlando together, and they were caught by the Daily Mail. I mean, they couldn't go anywhere. But I don't know who these guys are with him, if it's... Who the fuck that is. Not sure. Looks like agents. This dude looks like he's from Haiti, and he's got money. They pay him to take Brian. It's Brian in Haiti. What the fuck is this? Weird. And they're just so lucky that masks were the thing then. Because if they didn't have masks on, man, they had so many pictures out there. No, and they didn't seem disturbed either when they found him. They just wandered around. They were like, we're just going to go to the store. Oh, and then remember when JLR followed Mr. Laundrie to the post office and he was like, he called the cops. He's like, I can't even mail a package. Who were you mailing a package to, Mr. Laundrie? I got one more thing I want to show you guys and then I'm out. And I want to support my girl, Damaged Goods, with no regrets. Her and her husband are hysterical. And I don't get enough time to talk and go to their lives like I want to. But check this out. She went up to Mr. Laundrie's house. I don't know if I can find it. During the hurricanes, they went up to his door. And she's like, do you need any water or anything? It was great. And I want to play it, but I don't know where it is. Oh, how Ian's... Okay, wait. Wait. Here we go. Is this it? No.
Really?
They're walking around in this, hanging out in Hurricane Ian. Is this it?
Ow, crap, bit me, ow.
No. It must be after. Does anybody know where that's at? Update on how we're doing. Oh man, I can't find it. I thought it'd be easy to find. We survived. I don't even remember what it would have been called, but it was great. So she goes to the door. If anybody can find it, maybe she uploaded it and didn't go live with it. Gabby Petito's memorial bench. Yes, right here, right here. Here we go. Okay, so
This is what happened on the way to Chris and Roberta Laundrie's house.
so they couldn't get over there. They had to get on
We are
foot.
going to attempt to walk. This is one hell of a sinkhole. So this is what you call an actual real deal sinkhole.
They're actually boxed in. The road, they're boxed in on like a little island.
Shit.
They're there. Look, they can't.
See, this is the Laundrie's neighborhood after Hurricane Ian.
So we'll just follow the path.
Okay, let's skip forward.
Has a huge sinkhole in it. We really.
Hey, you know what? This is for the time.
New construction? Call the cops on me. I'll punch you in the face and then you'll have a reason to call the fucking cops.
Okay, so they're coming up to the laundry house now.
Yeah, all you hear is generators.
I think your guys are right. I don't think I don't think Roberta liked Gabby at all.
We got about 2 minutes.
Do you just want to stand in the road and I'll knock? I'm gonna just use my audio recorder. Add that into. Amen.
Okay, here we go.
There is a tree leaning on Roberta and Chris's house.
There's a tree on Chris and Roberta's house.
You gonna walk up there?
I already said I would.
So a tree fell on their house. I can't imagine anything more
All right,
appropriate.
zoom out. Maybe I'll just hold the phone down.
Shout out to Damaged Goods with no
Thank you.
regrets, you guys.
If I can do anything.
On their house. I can't imagine.
Oh, hello? Excuse me.
She's in the foyer.
Hi. My husband and I are driving around. We saw your road is closed down, and we're trying to deliver supplies. We walked over the broken road. I have baby wipes, toothpaste, water. I have everything in my car. Do you guys need anything at all, mister?
No.
No? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize your door was open or I wouldn't have walked in the
That's
street.
okay.
Okay, God bless you guys. I hope everything's okay. Are you sure? Because I'm gonna be knocking. So do you want me to stop and get on the way back?
No, we're good. We're
You're
good.
okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Go to the end of the block, and then we'll have to
They
tell Mike to
crack
set up
me
the
up.
because We've been doing it for a couple hours now. No water?
No, they don't need anything. They're okay. They have everything they need.
Okay.
They have everything they need.
All right. Can you ask these people if they need water? let's hit this side and then
You want to go this way and then come right back up?
We'll hit this side, then we'll go back until Mike.
I just put
waters, wipes. And
all right, guys. I know it's just a video, and
you guys subscribe to Damaged Goods with No Regrets. Chick's got balls, man.
Need anything at all, Mister?
No.
She almost said
okay.
Mr. Laundry. She's like, you need anything, Mister?
At all, Mister?
No.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize your door was open, or I wouldn't have walked in the
That's
street.
okay.
Okay. God bless you guys. I hope everything's okay. Are you sure? Because I'm gonna be knocking. So do you want me to stop and get on the way back?
No, we're good.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
She's probably like, holy shit, he actually answered. It was nice of them. They went around and asked everybody. Good peeps.
We'll go to the end of the block, and then we'll have to tell Mike that that's about it for the night because we've been doing it for a couple hours now.
So there you go.
Walk all the way back. I said, do you want to think about it, and then we can stop back? He goes, no, we're okay. I have everything I need. I said, okay, God bless you, sir. I hope everything is okay with you guys.
Was he sketch?
No, he was perfectly fine, calm, normal.
See, it's normal time for that. It's normal.
I was like,
Matt,
we saw the
it's
road
a
was
normal time
blocked,
for
and so we literally walked across the broken road and we're walking and we're offering, and I said all I have to do is walk back to my car and bring it back. So
Let
what
me
do you
see
need
it.
anything?
Can we play it?
All right, guys, I'm gonna end the video now.
I love
thanks
her.
for going on.
I love her. All right, guys. That wraps up our Roberta letter. Burn after reading. This will be interesting to watch this unfold, you guys. And I haven't said it yet. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. It's a long weekend. You guys got any big plans? I do not. So I will be here probably streaming. So if you don't have any big plans, you can join me. Be pretty far out.
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out.
It is pretty far out.
I flashed and said, wow, pretty far out. I thought it was pretty far out.
I thought it was pretty far out too. Let's check that trial date before we sign off here, shall we? And she has remember next to the bird, like, always remember mama. Always remember your mama, Brian. Sick puppies. Sick puppies, those laundry people. I don't know people that have this disturbing of a relationship with their son. Do you guys? We are going to look up. Damn it. I got to move my coaster because I keep spilling my pop. So while I'm opening this up, I wanted to tell you guys some stuff. So I was doing some deep diving on the Koberger family, and I found a lawsuit where Brian Koberger's mom actually sued some type of a provider in 1998, and she won $60,000 in a civil suit, and it was for a minor child. Isn't that odd? It was settled in 2000. Like, it's against like a provider, like a medical provider. Records. Let's see when the next date is here. What do you guys think that could be about? With maybe Brian like had some medical stuff, or in 98 he would have been 5. What's going on with their site? What is going on with their site? This is not looking right. Search. I want to search by name. My God, I didn't think there'd be that many. Petito. I didn't know there'd be that many Petitos. I guess we'll go back and we'll put Laundrie. What kind of name is Laundrie? Like money laundering? Okay, right here. Something's up with this site right now. Why is it 8:14? Oh, pretrial conference is 7/7. Yep, pretrial conference is July 7th, and then the docket sounding is 8/4, and then the jury trial is 8/14. I would love to get called to this jury. I probably would be disqualified. So let's see. Court appearance record, stipulation joint regarding, okay. And they didn't have to appear either. The judge declined their motion to dismiss. They've tried 3 times. The Laundries have tried 3 times to get this dismissed. So yeah, nothing. But we've got July, we get some movement, and then obviously August 14th, jury trial starts in the South County Court, which would be Venice. That would be in Venice, Florida. This is all civil. Yeah, this is all civil. Koberger, the cat burglar. Roberta money laundry. I know it's really sad. And you know, if you watched the hearing, it was really bad. Her family was very upset, and ooh, excuse me. Pardon me. I'm going to have to at least go to the trial at least once, just so I can see them in person. And hopefully for an actual trial, they have to show up, right? You're welcome, guys. Thank you guys for being here. And I don't know what I've got going on next, but it's always something exciting. But Saturday at 4 p.m., we're going to be doing our first Patreon, just a test. It's just going to be testies that night. So I think that's it. If you want to join, the link will be in the chat. I want to thank all the moderators for being here today. We've got Angie, Petito, Shell. I didn't see Mike Sanner today. Where is Mike Sanner today? I sound like Cindy, what's her name? Today. We picked up my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a damn dead body in the car. Who am I? If you guess who I am, you win a mug. We picked up my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a damn body in the damn car. Who am I? Thank you, CR, and welcome, Lisa. Lisa, welcome to the lounge. And then also in our Patreon, we're going to pick out, hey, Mike, we're going to pick out the tinfoil hats we're going to do our tutorials on. Kevin, I see Kevin got it first. Coconut's good. Bullseye good. You guys all know it. You're not invisible. I just haven't looked at chat. Kevin Muser, if you want to email us your address, we will get a mug out to you, buddy. Kate, yes, Anthony. I got it. I know. You guys know that case inside and out. All right, guys. Dance it out. Stay safe. All that good stuff. We will be having more Idaho 4 discussions very soon. But I got to clean my house. So take care. Have a great Friday. And I'll see you guys soon.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much.
Cindy and the
I have heard
Jets.
enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 If you wanna be, you wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call
Brian
you back. 'Cause I ain't got
Koberger.
I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn.
Say to Nancy Taylor, defense lawyer, bring it on, woman.
I don't give a damn. You talk way too much.
Why are people such idiots?
About you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Brian Koberger.
Bye, Jennifer.
You guys want one Jennifer or two Jennifers?